Hi guys, we're going to do I'm going to try to come under 30 minutes today for our bar sequence. So you're going to need your ball, you're going to need a couple light hand weights, and your yoga block. So let's get started, let's warm up a little bit. So we're going to start with our feet in temple position or second position. You're going to take the feet out nice and wide, tuck your toes out a little bit, bend your knees, and just look down and make sure your knees are over your ankle points and that the toes fan out directly from the kneecap. You're going to let's just take a big breath here. Place the hands on top of the quads and then just elongate the chest up a little bit. Create some space in the hip. Take a big breath here. Let's just take a couple breaths, and that's supposed to make it a little bigger, a bit more dynamic with the arms and a breath. So you're going to inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up and exhale down. Let's do a couple more. How about one more? And then we're just going to hold it down here. Take your right elbow to that left. The right elbow to the right thigh. Take a big breath here. Just stretch it out. Inhale up nice and tall and switch position, stretch. Good. Inhale up tall to center. Take your fingertips to the floor. Lift your hips up a little. Let's turn those heels carefully and lunge right and left. So send your sit bones back. And just kind of wave through the back of your hips a little bit. Let's walk ourselves over to the right toes. Lift both the heels, turn everything so it faces forward. You're going to lengthen through that back leg. Maybe walk this heel just a tiny bit farther forward of the knee point and hold here with the hips pointing forward. Take a big breath. Good. Squeeze the hips up a couple inches and then lower a little. Squeeze up. And lower one more time. And then slowly lower that knee to the floor, but keep that back toe flexed and lengthen forward. Kind of push through those back toes. Again, point the hip points forward. Good. Elongate that knee back up off the floor. Lift your hips and transition back to that lunge side to side. And just kind of weave back and forth. We're going to go over to the left foot. Carefully lift the heels, transition the feet slowly, push back through that leg, walk that front heel slightly forward of the knee, take a big breath here, point your hips forward. Lift a couple inches, and lower. Lift a couple inches, and lower. Lift, and lower. Good. Slowly lower that back knee to the floor, keep the foot flexed, hip points point forward, take a big breath. Carefully lift that back knee up, lift the hips, come back to center. Maybe interlace the fingers behind your back and stretch. And release those hands carefully, fingertips to the floor, walk the feet in a little bit, heel toe, tuck, push the feet to the floor, engage the thighs, and roll yourself up. Okay, so let's do some legs. We'll start with legs. So we'll come back to temple pose. Take the feet out nice and wide. Squeeze your feet to the floor. Good. Make sure that, again, same alignment we just got into. So check it out. Squeeze your sit bones. Kind of wave your chest a little bit side to side. Kind of sink into this position. Get nice and low. So you're going to just start caressing. So I'm going to bring my hands to prayer. And basically I'm just starting out with a little strong pulse. So I'm just pushing nice and strongly through my legs. Okay, so it's very engaged here. Squeeze your seat, keep the lower belly pulling in, and just little presses. Squeeze down. Push and push. Good. Stay lifted tall through the chest. Good. Stay as low as you feel comfortable. Take a break whenever you need it. Gonna push again, keep going. So basically I'm trying to start a little fire if you couldn't tell already. So there's a little fire going on here in the legs. Good. Little pushes for 3, 2, great job. Hold it low on 1. Hold it low. So you're going to squeeze up and lower slow. Squeeze up and lower slow. So now the movement's a little bit bigger and slower. And again, you're going to use the same kind of engagement. So as you lower, you're pushing your feet into the floor, squeezing your legs. As you lift, you're pushing your feet to the floor and squeezing your legs. So there's nice, strong Foundational strength, squeezing, engagement going on in the legs throughout that movement. Let's do a couple more. Push. And on the next one, hold it again. Fire the seat and pulse down, little pulse. Push. Again, smaller is better, smaller and stronger. Squeeze and push. Good. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So hold it here. Hold that isometric hold. Really squeeze. Try to breathe through it. Big breath. Inhale and exhale through the nose. And then lift up tall. Tuck the toes forward. You're going to lengthen down and grab your ball. Okay, so now the toes are slightly turned out. So now we're in a more of a wide squat position. So I'm going to set the sit bones back. So if I turn to the side, you're going to sit back, push through your heels and engage the hamstrings here. So we're working on the back of the legs. So you're going to squeeze down, tap the ball to the floor, squeeze up, come on your toes. So you're going to squeeze down, push through your seat, squeeze up on your toes. So push back and lift. Push back and lift. Good. So every time you come up, you're trying to look for that strong center point to balance you. Nice and steady. Look at the floor. That helps. If touching the floor is not possible for you, don't worry about it. You don't have to do it. Make it smaller. Modify that position as you need to. Okay, so on the next one, you're going to hold it down. So squeeze into the squat and push. I'm just holding the ball between my hands, giving it a little press, squeezing through the seat, pushing through the heels. Big breath for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold the squeeze. You're going to lower and squeeze up. Back to the touch. Lower and squeeze up. Lower and squeeze up. Good. So the more that we engage and work these big muscles in the legs, the better and more efficiently our metabolism will work, okay? So we'll fire these big muscles. That'll start like a little burning, calorie burning bonfire in your body. So we can work really efficiently, get really strong and really toned, and also burn calories at the same time without kind of going crazy right now. Let's do 2 more. Although this is kind of crazy. 1 more. Hold it up, nice and tall. Good, I'm going to transition back here. So take a big breath here. Woo. 1 more big breath. Awesome. Okay, so now we're going to balance a little bit more. So you're going to keep your ball in your hands, take your right foot, you're going to step behind your left, maybe tap the floor, squeeze that leg up and touch. So you're going to touch and extend. Touch and extend. Touch and go nice and slow and carefully. You can go as slow as you'd like. Again, slower is better. Slower means that you're going to be more mindful and present. You're going to activate your muscles better. You're definitely going to use better form. So, err to the side of slow. Let's do 1 more. And then we're just going to hold it out. Maybe extend the leg, maybe keep the knee bent, and hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so bring that leg down, take a big breath. We're going to switch sides. So step behind, you're going to touch and extend out. Touch and extend. Woo. Touch and extend. Touch and extend. Good. Push. And again, the full extension might be too much. You absolutely could keep this knee bent. You absolutely don't have to lift it so high. So just do whatever works for you. 2 more. 1 more. We're going to hold it up and see if we can challenge our balance and hold for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly bring that leg back. Bring your fingertips, put the ball down, and lunge. Send your sit bones back. Good. Big breath. Okay, so we're going to walk back into a plank. So dome between those shoulders. Take a big breath here. I'm going to drop my knees to the floor and place the ball between the inner thighs. From tabletop, dome up into cat back, and then lift into your plank. Take a big breath and hold it. If you prefer the forearm plank, please just do that position if you prefer it. One big breath. We're going to roll onto the heels, to the edges, outside edges of the feet. See if you can keep the ball. Hold there. Rotate the arm back and switch. Squeeze the ball and hold. Good. Rotate back. Squeeze the ball and hold. Rotate back. Squeeze the ball and hold. Nice side plank here. You can, if you need to, just get rid of the ball, bend the bottom knee. Bring yourself back to center and hold it. Good. So squeeze the knees toward the floor, hold the ball tight, and push back up. Squeeze the knees toward the floor, push back up. Squeeze the knees down, extend. Squeeze, extend. 4 more. Squeeze, extend. Squeeze, and lift. 2 more. Squeeze, and lift. 1 more. Hold it up for 3. Lift higher. 2, and 1. Push back to a narrow down dog, still holding the ball. Soften your knees a little bit. Press the sit bones back, so lengthen the spine. Take a big breath. Slowly bring the knees to the floor. Take a breath here in cow. Come back up to a fingertip position with the palms lifted. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale. And inhale. Come back to center. Now take the ball, place it, take it out between your legs. Extend your left leg. Square your hips, your right arm comes forward. Take a big breath here. So stabilize through center. You're going to bring the knee in toward the chest. Exhale, pull the belly up, and lengthen out. Good, so exhale, and press. Exhale, and extend. Exhale, and extend. Good. And press. Let's do a couple more. Oops. 1 more. Now hold it out. We're going to transition it up. So we're going to work on the glutes and the hamstrings a little bit. You're going to reach back. You're going to tap your toe and then extend long. Reach back, tap, extend. Tap. So keep that back knee lifted. Keep the lower belly lifting. Hold it back there and just push, push. So I'm just basically squeezing my glute, tapping my toe to the ball for 3, 2, and 1. Hold it there on 1. Squeeze those points toward each other for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring it down. Take a big breath. Cat and cow. Awesome. Switch hands. Extend the opposite arm. Good. Take a big breath here. Stabilize in center. Bring the knee to the ball to the knee. Exhale. Exhale when you come in. So you exhale, activate, pull the belly up. Inhale, extend. Exhale, activate. Inhale, extend. Good. Exhale, activate. Inhale, extend. Let's do 2 more. Hold it out there again. Center yourself. Bend the knee, reach back. Squeeze those 2 points together and extend. Squeeze and extend. So when I reach back, I absolutely want to push the ball into my foot and the foot into the ball. So stay back there long enough to get that contraction, okay? Keep the belly lifted to protect your back. 2 more. Keep that back knee lifted if you can. Now we're going to hold it back there and you're going to push by bending that knee and pushing the foot into the ball. Hold the ball steady and squeeze. 4, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Slowly lower. Put the ball to the side for a moment. Cat. Maybe express on that cat. So when you come up, exhale, blow, stick the tongue out. Shake out your mane. Inhale your chest forward. Tuck your toes. Sit back on your toes. Give them a little stretch. Take a big breath here. Fingertips on top of your shoulder points. Big circles back. Good. Interlace the fingers behind your back. Big stretch. Awesome. Okay. So release that. Let's do a little arms. Stand on up. Grab your weights. So if you have heavier weights at home, I have 2 3s here, so I'm going to use both of them in one hand for biceps. You're free to use whatever you've got at home or no weights if that's your preference. Okay, so we're going to do a little balancing and do some arm work at the same time. You have the option of obviously not doing the balancing part of this. Okay, so keep it out if you want to. So from hip distance apart position, sit bones distance apart, we're going to start with the right arm. Turn the right arm out. So the center, the back of the elbow, or the corner, sorry, is going to hit right the corner of the rib cage, okay? You're going to take your foot up into a tree. So you can do a baby tree with the toes on the floor, the ankle, the heel slightly above the ankle. You can take the foot in outside the calf, or if you have the balance and you've been practicing this for a while, you can stay in a big tree here, okay? So keep your center nice and strong. Look at the floor. We're going to squeeze that arm up and lower. And again, if you want to skip this, then what I would do is take the ball, stand with your feet hip distance apart, do the bicep curl with the the plank engagement that we normally do, okay? Squeeze up. So again, you can do bar every single day if you want to. I feel like it's a good, strong workout. It's also pretty safe. I try to change it up a lot so you guys have variety of movement. So just mix up the sequences if you want to do that. Obviously, give yourself a day of rest. And rest could mean an active restore practice like a very gentle yoga or restorative yoga practice. It could mean a nice long walk outside. It could mean some gentle stretching on the floor during the day. So anything that kind of hits you. So we can just kind of change up our movement patterns, use as much variety as possible. Okay. So basically these are just straight up simple bicep curls. Repetition is all I'm doing right now with engagement. Okay. So let's do 2 more. Hold it up on the next one and just have the bicep in a strong contraction. Maybe push the arms slightly away from the body and hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Good. So hold it there, take a big breath, and then slowly lower that foot to the floor. Come back to the other side, we're going to switch. So again, you can use a weight that has whatever feels like a good challenge to you. I don't really dictate. I keep it pretty light, but I definitely know if you're more comfortable with 5 or 8, 5 is totally fine. If you're more comfortable with 8 or even heavier, go for it, okay? Again, as long as you can really hold your positioning very strongly and correctly, you feel like you're in control and it's a good workout for you, then do that. Lift up tall through the chest. I'm going to squeeze up. I find that if you can focus on engagement, which is basically concentrating on the muscle, working very strongly on the way up and the way down, and we stay out of momentum, small weights work very well. So again, that's just a way of working. Sometimes it's a preference, but it's also, so you can experiment with both if you'd like. So squeezing up and lowering down. And again, I'm just trying to look at the floor, keep my center nice and strong. Being on one leg obviously is forcing me to stabilize my whole entire body. I'm very grounded to the floor, so this standing leg is secured. Ground roots down into the earth. Lifting up tall through the chest. The trunk is very stable, sit bones are engaged, lower belly is working. Good. And we are really focusing on contracting. And also, another thing to watch out for when you're holding weights is to make sure your wrist line stays straight. You don't want to let your palm fall open like that. This creates a lot of stress on the wrist, which over time might create a problem there in the wrist and weaken it. So watch out for that. Keep your forearm really strong. Okay, so let's do 2 more. Hold it on the next one. Push the elbow out. So now we really engage strong. Lift the chest up and hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so bring those down. Bring yourself into a chair pose. So now you got one weight in each hand. Sit with your feet hip distance apart. Sit back from the hip. Take a big breath here. Pull your lower belly in. I want you to be in a deep chair here. Okay, so legs are going to be back. Actually, let's grab the ball. Let's grab the ball. Why not? So the ball will go between the thighs. Sit back. I just want to keep that center line engaged. The ball is just so helpful for that. Sit the sit bones back. Draw the lower belly in. We're going to get those triceps, okay? Again, you can do this without weights if you want. So we're going to reach back, lengthen the chest. So lengthen the crown of the head forward. Keep the spine long. Sit down low, and I want you to lift up until you're kind of holding your arms up in a position where you can feel. So pinky fingers are up. I can definitely feel my triceps. So you're going to squeeze up and lower a little. Up and lower a little. Up and lower a little. Squeeze. Up and lower a little. Good. Squeeze up and lower a little. Really pushing into those triceps. Again, if you want to do this without weights, just put them down. Hold it up there and pulse, pulse, pulse. Little pulse for 3, 2, and 1. Now turn your palms to face the ceiling. Hold it up a little higher. Squeeze up and up. Up and up. Lengthen back. Up and up. Up. Keep your belly tucking up. 3. Keep your lower back long. 2. Hold it on 1. Rotate those fingers again. Pinky fingers to the ceiling. Bend your elbows and squeeze. Bend your elbows. Squeeze. So it's almost like you're pinching your poor baby triceps back there. Let's do a couple more. 2. Hold it back on 1. Squeeze it back and hold for 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so come up, shoulder rolls. Carefully place those weights on the floor. Give yourself a tricep stretch. Reach back. Good. Bring those arms across your chest. Awesome. Okay, so let's finish up with some core. We're going to go back to our plank, all right? So, back onto the mat. We are going to keep the ball, okay? So we're going to do a forearm plank this time. Give our wrists a break. This will be our last little set for today. So onto the forearms. Flip the palms. Take a little breath. Tuck. Hold some space between the shoulder blades, right? When you're ready, you're going to take a big breath and squeeze back. Stay lifted, okay? I need to look at the clock here. Okay. Big breath. Hold the ball. So your shoulders are going to stay over the elbows, but you're going to keep lifting, holding the ball tight. You can also do this on your knees and work your center from that knee position, okay? As you're building strength. Big breath. Keep squeezing the ball. Keep lifting the lower belly. Good, we're almost there. Squeeze the ball. Keep lifting the belly. Breathe as deep as you can. Check. Oh yeah, here we go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the pubic bone to the floor. Flip the palms. Okay, that was a minute. So feel free to go longer if you want to, for sure. Lengthen the chest forward. Take a big breath here in Sphinx pose. Awesome. Take your fingertips back, right underneath the shoulders. Push back to child's pose. Now you can take the ball and put it to the side. Oh, release the crown of the head to the floor. Take a big breath. Maybe wave your hips side to side a little bit. Push back. Good. Fill up and dome the back with your breath. So big inhales and exhales through the nose. Maybe have an express here. So big express, stick out the tongue. On the next exhale, roll yourself up. Awesome. We'll do one last stretch. Come to standing, grab your block. And you'll be done for today. So take your block, place it on the floor. Step on the block, your feet are hip distance apart. Obviously this leg will stay bent. Tip forward from your hip and lengthen the crown of your head toward the floor into a forward fold. Okay? Take a big breath here. Try to straighten just a tiny bit the leg that's on the block. You'll feel this very dynamic stretch happening. Good stretch for the hip. Take a couple big breaths here. Breathe into that stretch. If you'd like to walk your fingertips a little bit away from the block on a diagonal, go for it. And again, try to straighten that leg a little. Good. Very gently soften. Come back to center. Squeeze yourself up. Float the torso up by engaging the center line of the body. Roll the shoulders back. Switch sides. So step on the block. Soften the standing leg knee. So again, your feet are going to be even. Tip forward from the hip. Lengthen forward. Fingertips to the floor. Let your head come forward. Straighten the leg that's on the block a tiny bit. Breathe into that stretch. Oh yeah. That is a good one. Walk the fingertips a little bit away on the diagonal if that feels good to you. Again, straighten that leg a little. And breathe into it. One more big breath. And then soften that knee, squeeze the floor, and roll yourself up. Good. Walk off the block. Fingertips on the knee, on the shoulders. Again, a couple of shoulder rolls back. Shake it out. Anything else? I think we're pretty good. So keep stretching as you'd like, and I will see you guys next time. Have a great day. Bye.